Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from AT&T Stadium. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. He's going to have the first down past the 20 and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. Taken in at the 22. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. First down, Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. A gain of 6 there on first. We're scoreless after 1. They'll bring out 4 receivers, 3 of them being sent to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 4. Prescott to throw it. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On 1st and 10, Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Able to fight through 1 tackle. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Prescott. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Cooper was the target there. With that incompletion, I want to get your MVP thoughts. Lamar Jackson, he seems to be the leader right now, is he not?
I would agree with that, and his team is the hottest team in the league right now.
And then you've got, well, let's think of the others. Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Who else? Christian McCaffrey?
I would say Christian McCaffrey, although it's hard for a running back to win it. Don't forget Michael Thomas with the Saints continued to have big numbers even while Drew Brees was out. But also, if Patrick Mahomes gets hot and the Chiefs run off a string, he's a defending NFL MVP.
But think about this. If Lamar Jackson does win the MVP, he'll be the first 22-year-old to do it since Jim Brown. A big play there out of Cook. 48 yards on the ground. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the red zone now, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
They'll run with Cook, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This is third and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Bailey's kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Randall Cobb, 68 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. A deep ball for Dotson. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Josh Doctson. 61 yards, and the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Dancing to his left. He'll run it. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Prescott on first down. Try to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Final play of the half, Cousins. That escapes the sack. Powers through. Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They just do get the playoff. Now Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards there to begin the third quarter. They also lead by 3 points. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go quickly here out to Doxson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Cousins to throw it. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Cousins on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 15. 39 yards there. A big one.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 6 yards, the pickup, and that's a first down. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 3 yards out. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's got this down to the 35. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Elliott. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. This is Elliott. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Here's Pollard again. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
First down, here's Cousins. He's got his man. This is Jackson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. To the air again, it's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 37. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. Back to the ground, Cook. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, it would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.